We've also had to find them dismembered as skeletons or after a few days of decomposition.
And what do you say to all the comments I've read? What do they say about the disappeared? People say it was because they were troublemakers, because they were involved in bad things.
They're wrong because we're all exposed to everything now. Right now, even just looking at the wrong people can get you disappeared.
Look, right now we can't find the place, the exact place. And I tell the girls, well, let's walk. And they tell me no, because it's dangerous. Aren't you afraid to go searching with the mothers looking for their children? They ask me. Yes, I am afraid. Yes, I am afraid. But they're also afraid, and they put up with it. Why shouldn't I?
It's the love for our children. We have to look for them despite the fear. We're afraid, but even with fear, we have to look for our children.
All right, let's start the search.
The first step is to cover your car's license plates so organized crime can't track you. Unfortunately, this job is very dangerous, looking for missing people. Let me show you a day with these groups of mothers who search for the missing and volunteer searchers. They've been known by many names, but the concept is the same. Of the 130,000 missing people we have in Mexico, one of the highest rates in the world, every single one had someone who loves them and is still looking for them, still searching. Ask them what their little angels were involved in when they disappeared. Yes, I already asked them. And the answer? You're not going to like it. I came with them on a search. This time, we're in the Tlajomulco area, in the state of Jalisco. A place where, sadly, disappearances and also discoveries of human remains have been reported. This is very sensitive, very difficult, but also obvious. And here I'm going to give you a list of truths that you and I know very well and that are undeniable. Let's start in order of appearance. Number 1, Mexico is a corrupt country. Our neighbor is a country addicted to drugs that creates the cartels. That corruption in Mexico allows the cartels to exist. The cartels are in conflict, they recruit and make people disappear. This makes Mexico an unsafe country, and you don't have to be involved with any cartel to disappear, at any age. Then we have a government that doesn't search for the missing. We have the love of a family member that will never end. We have the love of mothers, which is infinite, and as a consequence we have this. The concept of a mother who searches for her missing loved one. I don't have to explain what it is. You already know. And that's what's sad. This concept shouldn't exist. There shouldn't be mothers who search for the missing. In developed countries, they don't exist. If you say, mother who searches for a missing loved one to someone from Switzerland, they won't understand it. Even if you tell them in their own language, they don't understand. Because you already know exactly what a mother searching for her disappeared child is. Well, let's begin.
I immediately noticed that most houses here are abandoned. I mean, from what I can see, just by visually estimating, at most about 20% of the houses are occupied. The rest are abandoned.
This creates the perfect conditions for dumping bodies. That's why so many are found here. There's no surveillance, abandoned houses, way out on the outskirts of the city, it all fits.
My daughter was 19 years old. And my daughter went to a job interview. They took her to the Zapopan bus station. And from there, well, nothing else is known. Until my daughter's clothes appeared among the items found at the Izaguirre ranch.
You identified the clothes.
Yes, they were her things. A Bible, a backpack, a suitcase.
And to all the people who are saying that those missing people were involved with organized crime, what do you say to them?
Well, a lot of people have that point of view, right? They think that when someone goes missing, it's because they were involved in organized crime, selling drugs, something like that. But really, my daughter didn't do any of that. It was actually because of a job interview.
And of course, there are cartel members taking each other out. We've seen a lot of videos where they capture an alleged rival or enemy and tear them to pieces on video. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about collateral damage. The ones who were just passing by, or those who happened to be traveling with them, the ones who were in the wrong place at the wrong time, caught in the crossfire. Forced recruitment, the ones who were promised a job, those people.
Well, she was a housewife, you know. She had problems with her husband. Her husband was a state police officer. And well, they separated. And after the separation, once she went to take my grandchildren to their paternal grandmother, that was, so to speak, one of the last things she did. Because after that, we never heard about her again. But what kind of trouble could she have been in? She was just a housewife. Do you think I wouldn't know my own daughter? And I wouldn't cover up anything for her. I wouldn't hide anything that was, I mean, if she was out of line, I would never cover for her, never.
This is my son, my nephew, and one of their little friends. My son's girlfriend is missing. 4 of them were taken together.
And do you have any idea why or who did it?
Well, it was the local cartel that took them. Masked men with long guns showed up. And they took them from a house, from his son's house?
Did they already have problems with these people?
No. As far as I know, no.
They weren't involved, no?
As far as I know, no, they didn't have any problems. All of this is dangerous. Currently, we lack protection from the military, specifically the National Guard, who usually protect us, girls.
These are our search rods. They're known as varillas evidentes. When you insert a rod, you stick it into the ground, and if the soil is soft, you realize it was recently disturbed, or if the soil is soft, the rod goes in. That tells us there's something hollow underneath.
Yes, it gets tiring. Digging is pretty heavy work. And me, I'm a man, I worked in construction. Now imagine these moms, these girls. They're on their own. There are no men here. They're all girls.
We always get to places through anonymous tips or with the help of the neighbors themselves who help us reach the locations. A lot of people say that it's the drug traffickers who help us, who tell us where the locations are, but no, in reality, it's the people themselves who speak up and give us the locations.
The work itself is very simple, very straightforward. You go with your shovel, your pickaxe, and your probing rod. You knock on a house if you have any suspicion about this place. If you do, you go in, insert your rod, smell it. If you smell something strange, you dig and you find human remains. It's that easy and that sad. This is the first house we're going to enter. I brought the rod here. Let's go. Yes, it's safe.
Excuse me. Tell them that we removed about half a meter of soil, what we took out in the dirt pile she made.
It's right there, like I said. We've already dumped a lot of soil. Too much. We've already taken out about 1.5 meters of soil.
No, it's very hard here.
It would have come out already, but no.
They gave our number to the group leader, told her we had missing people, and asked to add us to the page. And that person who said she knew that our husbands had been taken, well, she made sure we were admitted. And from that moment on, we never left this group.
So do you have a missing family member? Yes.
Our husbands are the ones missing. They are brothers. This is called a pulso de vida, a panic button. We usually use it here in the state of Jalisco, and it's a way that the government is giving us protection. You press this little device for 4 or 5 seconds and it connects you to an operator.
If you want to plant your tomatoes here now, go ahead. You're welcome.
They won't let me keep the dogs.
Here they do their canvassing. They ask the locals. The cooperation of the locals is crucial. The girls go, take notes, and get to work.
I have a brother who has been missing for 12 years and a friend named Luis Eduardo Campa who disappeared a year ago. I've been searching for 3 years. I've been in several groups in Guadalajara, and every Sunday I go out to search. He disappeared when he was 27 years old in a town very close to here in Jalisco. It's called Ixtlahuacan del Rio. He left behind 3 children, one 5 years old, 8 years old, and a baby who was just 1 week old. He went out to work at a party as a waiter, and his last communication was in the early morning while he was working. And after that, we didn't hear from him anymore. I have never lost hope of going out to look for him.
Something that really catches my attention is the number of children here. These children think this is normal, that searching mothers come to your house looking for human remains of their children, but it's not normal. I want to go tell them, my child, this is not normal. You shouldn't be doing this. You should be receiving visitors who come to your house to bring you a gift. to visit your father, to be a good influence on you, to teach you another language, a friend of your father's, right? Not someone looking for remains. This is horrible. These children here are living through something that could mark their lives forever. These children should be seeing other things, not a group of mothers desperate to find their children.
And they're stealing the greetings. Thank you.
There, the girl, the searching mother, is telling them not to be out on the street, not to go out. That is unheard of, unacceptable. We deserve a better country. It's practically like a scratch and sniff game.
The risk of running into people along the way who are bad and could hurt you, you don't know if they're following you or want to harm you, right? At first, when I started searching, I was really scared because I would see the National Guard trucks. I saw how I always had to go out covered up with a scarf, with glasses, with a hat, and that made me feel really bad. I was scared. But I think that over the years, I've lost my fear of fear. Let's go house by house.
Let's see. Wait a moment, friend. Son of a gun. Don't fall asleep in bed. Hold on, let's see. A mouse, look.
Several. Oh, God.
The bouquet of flowers.
The bouquet of flowers. And right now, they were the ones with the bouquet of flowers. The bouquet of flowers. The bouquet of... No, yes, it was a controversy.
And despite all this tragedy, they find a moment of humor. Here the girls are joking around with this little plant we found, saying you're going to smoke it and that. Finding humor within tragedy is something that sets us Mexicans apart, that we smile in the face of misfortune and stay positive and smiling despite. We are unique. When I put on some boots,
When I put on my boots, I feel like my boots give me superpowers, you know? If the government doesn't dare to do it. And they have the possibilities and the tools to go out and search and they can't, or they're afraid. Imagine us. Careful with these nails. Be careful. There are a lot of nails.
There are a lot of nails here. Here we want to go into this one that says seized property. These are the ones that yield the most results, bear the most fruit, so to speak. They've already allowed us in. Let's go inside. This one is much cleaner. Thank you. Okay, and to those who tell me, ask them what their kids were involved in. There's a lady here, a mother looking for her 12-year-old daughter. Do you really think a 12-year-old girl was involved in this? In organized crime? That she was on the wrong path? There are mothers looking for teenagers, kids who are 12, 14, 16. Let's suppose that at that age they really were involved. Do they deserve the death penalty? I find it hard to believe that every single one of the hundreds of thousands of missing people had something to do with organized crime, that each and every one of them did.
And I'm glad to be able to recover them and return them to their families. And knowing that he won't be in a little hole or in a bag anymore.
Or is that what the neighbors are sharing with us? Many stories of forced recruitment, where they post fake job ads and it's to forcibly recruit you for a cartel. This isn't good news, but it does mean something positive. It means they don't have a steady supply of new recruits who willingly want to join them. It means there aren't enough people looking to join their gangs, their cartels, so they have to recruit by deception, right? Is that a good sign? Does it mean that among the general population, the young people, there aren't thousands willing to join, so they have to recruit by deception, by force? If they were getting 1,000 kids, 1,000 young people every day who want to join, they wouldn't be recruiting by force, would they? It's not good news, but it is a good sign.
It's really exhausting to go back to our normal jobs the next day because it's a lot of physical work, and sometimes people judge us for doing this kind of activity. But honestly, their comments have nothing to do with it. Because within our group, there are minors, there are women, there are elderly people. And I don't think all those people had to be involved in something to have disappeared. In this group, you can find doctors, teachers, lawyers, people with established careers. You don't necessarily have to be involved in doing bad things for them to make you disappear. We've already normalized disappearances, and it's very easy for someone to go missing. Children disappear, adults, everyone.
Look, we've spent almost the whole day going around Tlajomulco, different parts of Tlajomulco, and I haven't seen a single patrol car, Army, National Guard, nothing. So, out of every 100 searches, how many of them turn up something?
One or two. Many times people make mistakes and give us false alarms. In fact, this is a common area for finding bodies. Different groups from Jalisco often find bodies in this neighborhood.
Well, we've arrived at the last location of the day. Here, we're going to do excavation work. We're already at the city's outskirts. There's nothing left. This is where the town ends. We don't have any signal, we're far away, and we can see that the girls don't waste any time. They get right to work. I'm just here as a reporter. The work, the credit is all theirs.
I've had to find burned bodies during some searches, and we've had to sift through these little bones and separate the fragments of burned bones, find the little teeth. We know that they might be able to find the DNA, and that DNA could belong to a family member.
A typical day for the searching mothers looks like this. The neighborhoods where these incidents are reported and in some abandoned property. There, they go into the yard with their tools and get to work, and the neighbors just watch. Some don't even come close or care, they just go on with their daily routines. And here the moms are working, and they're at multiple properties. Here we have a group of moms, they split into teams, there are others over there, and one is heading that way. That's why they need the radios. If something happens to one of them, she can call for help.
And there are people who say that all of this is staged, that it's all a circus, that the PRI is paying us. The PRI paid me to discredit Claudia, to discredit Morena, to attack the fourth transformation. And there are also people who say the same thing, but the opposite. Is it Claudia who's paying me to discredit the PRI? People without empathy and without common sense will always say that someone paid you when they disagree with your opinion. Let me ask you a question. If your child disappeared, how much would someone have to pay you to go out and look for them? If your child disappears, how much money would you ask for to go look for them? If you've already filed your report, the prosecutor's office doesn't tell you anything, the authorities don't tell you anything. How much do you want to go out and look for your son, your daughter, your brother? Tell me, how much? You, the one who's commenting there?
Did the PRI pay you? Did the PAN pay you? Did Morena pay you?
Claudia, how much money would you need to be paid to look for your missing father, mother, or child? There's no political message here. No empathetic person sees a political message here. Already on the way back, I was in the truck reflecting, thinking about everything I saw today, everything I did, everything I heard, all the testimonies and all the people I met. I tried to put the pieces together. The missing political parties, inept authorities, corrupt ones, cartels more powerful than the authorities, people searching, people crying, people who were involved, people who weren't. And I came to a sad realization. I realized something very sad. This isn't Claudia Sheinbaum's fault, but it's not Andrés Manuel López Obrador's fault either, nor Peña Nieto's, nor Felipe Calderón's, nor Vicente Fox's, nor Ernesto Chedillo Ponce de León's, nor anyone else's. This is a Mexican making another Mexican disappear. This is a group of people who at some point decided that their drug business is more important than other people's lives. Whether it's a rival, someone who belongs to another cartel, or an innocent Mexican, it doesn't matter. Anyone who threatens their source of income, their dollars from American drug addicts, anyone has to go, because my income comes from cartel activities. They are more important than the life and dignity of any Mexican and their families. Than any person they're going to make disappear, whether that person was involved or not. And this, just as it's not any president's fault, can't be fixed by any president either. We as Mexicans must say, I wouldn't make someone disappear, I'm not going to kidnap someone. I've been told it costs 10,000 pesos to make someone disappear, and as long as there are people willing to eliminate another human being for 10,000 pesos, whether someone is involved in something or not, our country will always be like this again. It's not the fault of any president. No president pays me, I don't support any political party. And I have empathy for all these mothers who are looking for a family member. I also have empathy for those who had nothing to do with organized crime and were forcibly disappeared. And I also have empathy for those who decided to choose a life of crime. It's a decision they should never have made, and they need to be punished, yes. They need to be locked up and detained, yes. But withholding empathy from the mothers who are searching for a family member doesn't make you a warrior, a patriot, or a hero. May courage be with you, and see you next time.